guys, good morning. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the wedding day. Yes, come on. I've been up for a while already, just getting ready. I've actually got 10 minutes until I go, so I need to get ready. Suits over there, shoes, the socks of course, and the cufflinks. The cufflinks are quite funny. It says shaken and stirred, because the James Bond thing. I need to take my comb with me, which is right here, and just get the hair nice and flashy and ready for this wedding. Alright, so as I said before, for last week's vlog, I can't film the ceremony, which is fine. I don't really want to. But everything else, I'll try and get clips of. Alright, let's go. See you in a bit. Alright, suits already. Got the shoes, got some deodorant, got the socks, and got the cufflinks. Alright, I'll see you guys as I'm leaving.
I actually feel like Luke.
Alright, look at me all fitted up. Just trying to keep this tie straight. This is the last bathroom talk I'm really going to do. The service is going to start in just under an hour. Really excited. Very nervous. I'm more nervous than Pete is, surprisingly, but he's also a very calm boy. I'll see you guys after the ceremony and then film reception stuff. Alright, see you later. There they are. Good. You're still grey, but it's fine. Still grey. That's not going to change.
I suppose most fathers would do, all fathers would do, is, what's she going to become? What's she going to be like as she grows? Who's she going to marry? What's she going to be like? And all of those questions. It is a cliche, but it does seem like just yesterday. And yet here we are, seeing so many of those questions answered. And so here we have Sarah, who is someone who's become someone who is so loving, who has such compassion for those around her, someone who constantly gets on with caring and serving, someone who is full of fun and joy. And I don't need to tell you that, because anyone who knows her knows that that is, of course, who she is. And then she brought Pete into the family. And it's just been a delight for us, Pete, to see you and how you relate to Sarah and how you take care of her and you just look after each other, and the way you've grown together has just been wonderful. And we just have seen this friendship blossom that not only brings joy to each other but to everyone around you. It's been
Best man. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day so far. It is a real privilege to stand here on such a special day for a special couple, which I know is the biggest day of their lives, and be able to take part in such a significant way. I'm glad to have been given the opportunity to be Pete's man, mainly because I myself now have a staggering 7 weeks of marriage experience, so I'll be sharing some hard-earned wisdom over the next few minutes. Peter was in fact my best man a few weeks ago, so it's really lovely to be able to return the favour. It's also quite dangerous for him, as I now have free rein to say whatever I want, knowing he won't be able to return the favour. Truth be told, it's hard to know what to say about Peter, as for the first 25 years of his life, he didn't say anything. Peter and I have technically known each other since we were 5 or 6, but our friendship didn't start to blossom until our teenage years, or perhaps our early 20s. Again, it's hard to tell because I was basically just having one long conversation with myself while Pete nodded along. We grew up attending the same youth group, we played in the bands at church, and we progressed on to meeting up for coffee with each other like a couple of 18-year-olds. And it was in these moments where Pete would share his philosophical wisdom to me, keeping me on the straight and narrow, and would nod approvingly or disapprovingly as we discussed the events of our lives. While we were all shown the calm, reserved, church-going Pete, it seems there was a different side to him which we were not exposed to. It turns out Peter was in a number of heavy metal bands. You'll be glad to know, David, it wasn't 1, not 2, but it was 7 at one time. So much for loyalty, Pete. 7 bands. That's not a music career, that's either a scheduling issue, or Pete didn't have the conversational skills to tell any of them he was leaving. The names of some of these bands will probably scare you. There was Rats of Reality, Wound, and Hell Ripper. Peter failed to disclose the remaining 4 names to you. They were either too terrifying or too embarrassing for Pete to say. To be fair, Pete is a very accomplished musician. He plays multiple instruments. He's a sound producer, and he has attempted at being an artist manager for himself. That's a career path that is still yet to take off for either of us. Pete did actually release some songs 10 years ago under the artist name of Tojo, which is available to stream on all major platforms, such as Apple Music and Spotify. The fact Peter was in so many heavy metal bands explains so much of his aesthetics over the years. One of the most iconic aspects of Pete is his hair. If you've known Peter for any length of time, you will probably know he has adopted some interesting hairstyles over the years. The different periods of Peter's life have been marked according to the length of his locks. Today, thankfully, we've got respectable groom Pete, and not 2015 Pete, who looks like he was about to join his 8th heavy metal band or live in a forest. To be fair, Pete may not have been silent for 25 years, we just couldn't hear him through the hair. To give Peter his due, his hair is so impressive that recently he won a year's worth of free haircuts at Mr. Dunn, so he definitely doesn't have an excuse for not looking sharp today. This year's supply may be the only thing blocking the return of his hair reaching his waist again. Sarah, enjoy this year. Goodness knows what the 2027 hairstyle will be. While Pete is a man full of mystery and intrigue, one of the most interesting things about him is how he apparently cannot cry. Not at movies, and not at music, and not even at the dread of my speech right now. I'm not sure why, and I don't think he is either. One time while I was round to Pete's for coffee, I noticed on his coffee table a book titled Poems to make grown men cry. 100 men on the words that move them. This raises two possibilities. Either one, it was a gift, or two, Pete was conducting a long-term self-help experiment. So far, the results are inconclusive. And if he's ever in denial by reading it, that's not true, as we were once on an impromptu trip to Manchester, and at the end of the night, Pete was cuddled up in his sleeping bag reading a poem or two. It's fair to say the last few years have been developmental for Pete. He's certainly come out as Shalmar. He now says full sentences. Sometimes even without nodding. All jokes aside, it has been really encouraging to see you grow in your faith and develop new skills, such as preaching and youth work, which neither of us would have thought you'd want to do when you were younger. There are skills you've developed neither of us would have believed was possible when you were a shy, heavy metal obsessed teenager, but here you are. It's amazing to see the work God has done in your life, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. When Sarah came into Pete's life, I could see the immediate positive effect she had on him. Suddenly his hair was sharper, his fashion sense improved each time we met up, and he actually started talking. Talking about adult things like marriage and living together, honeymoons and the future. Words which had never been uttered from Pete's mouth. Sarah, it's great to see the amazing impact you've had on Pete, and I'm truly glad God has brought you both together. Thank you for being the incentive of keeping his hair short and his suave fashion sense. You've got the rest of your life to do what none of us have managed so far, which is make Pete cry. To finish, I would like to read a short verse for you both. This is from Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 to 6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths." I pray this will be true for you as you begin this amazing journey together with the Lord as your guide. So, if you're able to, if you'd be upstanding, I'd like to raise a toast. Thanks, Joshua. I didn't think I would hear the word Hellripper quite so much today, of all days. I know there are no fans in the room. There aren't many fans anyway. Mark, I'm impressed. Thank you, David. I think we all learned something between the two of you. I think everyone in the room will learn something this afternoon. It's not easy to stand up here and follow such lovely, heartfelt, funny speeches as those, but I will do what I can. In some ways I have the easiest job. I just have to say thanks, say a nice thing about Sarah, you will say oh, and then we eat. But I just want to start the outset by saying thank you to all of you. Me and my wife. See, I have the easiest job. We really appreciate all of you being here. It has already been such a lovely day. It seems to have lasted about 4 minutes so far. It'll be interesting to see if anything slows down at all, but I doubt it. I very much trust that it will continue to be such a lovely day, and that is in no small part to all of you willing to come and to celebrate us. We genuinely just want to thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts for being here. And now in classic group speech style, I'm just going to reel off some thank yous.
Sorry I didn't film as much as I wanted to, but I was just trying to enjoy the wedding, really. Yeah, my lips are quite dry, but they'll get better soon. Yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to Pete and Sarah for inviting me to come. Not only just inviting me, but letting me be a part of the wedding, be an usher. It was amazing. I'm so proud and happy for the both of them. Yeah, so the day just finished off with more dancing, a bit more food. Loads of buffet. I couldn't be bothered really to film much of that. It was just like Lawrence Ostrich sandwiches with chips and all that, which was nice. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. Yeah, hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it as much as I have making it.
Right folks, that's us all wrapped up for the day. That'll end the video there. Remember to like and subscribe, Dan certainly needs the help.